12 days, 2 islands, and 1 epic road trip across New Zealand. In this video, I'm taking you from Auckland in the North Island all the way down to Queenstown in the South Island, hitting the best hikes, stunning coastlines, vibrant cities, and even a few world-class wineries along the way. If you're planning for your first trip to New Zealand or just want to daydream about your future visit, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly my itinerary, my top recommendations, and a few tips that will make your trip even smoother so you can enjoy the best that this island nation has to offer. Hey folks, welcome back to another video of Mike on the Move. I am Mike, and before we get started, let me share with you all the 12-day itinerary that I've taken in New Zealand. Ready? Let's get this video started. On our first day, we landed in Auckland around 10 a.m. smack in the middle of New Zealand summer. Sunny skies, warm air, and that fresh, I'm on the other side of the planet feeling. First order of business, the rental car. We booked with budget for the first 11 days of our 12-day itinerary. It cost about $900 total. With 12 days total, we didn't linger in Auckland for too long. Our first goal is to visit the famous Tongariro Alpine Crossing, a 12-mile hike the very next morning, so we started heading south right away. But first, let's take a quick detour through Rotorua. Rotorua is a town of around 75,000 people and is known for two things: strong Maori culture and geothermal wonders, and also that distinct hot spring smell. We popped into the city center, wandered around the city business district, including checking out some shops and restaurants, and made our way to the lakefront. We found plenty of parking and enjoyed our time checking out Lake Rotorua. Now, if you got the time, I recommend you check out Polynesian Spa. It's a world-renowned location and it has over 28 mineral pools, and if you're traveling as a couple, the private lake view pools are worth it. 45 minutes of soaking in 101-degree Fahrenheit water while gazing at Lake Rotorua is worth it. Towels and changing rooms are included. The cost is about 110 New Zealand dollars. From Rotorua, it was less than a 2-hour drive to Tauranga, our base for Tongariro Alpine Crossing. On our way down, you will pass Tekapo, a lakefront town with lots of outdoor activities. It was a very beautiful stop here. After a quick stop in Tekapo, we continued to Tauranga, a small town with a couple of restaurants, a few shops, and nothing else. But it's perfect for an early morning start for a hike. We checked in, crashed about 10 p.m., and set our alarms for about 5 a.m. the next morning. The next day, we woke up at 5 a.m. and drove 20 minutes to Tongariro National Park. The crossing is a point-to-point hike, so you'll need to shuttle your way to the trailhead. So we booked our shuttle with Tongariro Crossing Park and Shuttle Service. It's about 60 New Zealand dollars per person. The first shuttle left at 6 a.m. and everyone on board looked half asleep, and honestly, I was too. We were officially dropped off in the national park and near the trailhead. Here you will find a trail map and restrooms before you officially get started with your hike. All right, so we're starting this hike at 6:45. Let's see what time we end. The first stretch is pretty simple. You will eventually come to a boardwalk, walking through Black Rock Valley, offering volcanic landscape views. Some might even say this is straight out of Lord of the Rings. In fact, this view is Mordor, and Mount Narahoe, which you cannot see due to the overcast, is Mount Doom. Sadly, we cannot see much due to this overcast on this day. Then the trail starts climbing, and by the ridgeline, the views become insane, both back over the valleys and forward towards the red crater. Reaching the red crater summit took about 3 hours, but then came the famous Emerald Lakes, vibrant turquoise bowls of water that were partly hidden in the fog when we arrived. But after a short wait, the clouds broke and wow! The descent down from the crater to the Emerald Lakes is steep, loose, and a little sketchy, so take your time to get down. Passing the Emerald Lakes, you will spot another lake on your way out, which is called the Blue Lake. And eventually, you'll start the long downhill hike into a lush forest before ending at the car park you started that day. The total time for me was about 7 hours from the start to finish, and I finished around 1 p.m. that afternoon. Pro tip, you must book this hike through the New Zealand's Department of Conservation's website. It's free, it's easy, and you can change and cancel as needed. From there, we drove 3 hours south to Wellington. The route will take you through rolling farmland and small towns, perfect for coffee breaks. By 7 p.m., we made it to Wellington. Located at the southernmost point of the northern island, over 400,000 Kiwis call the city home. Wellington is a small city by size, but is very creative and has a lot of heart. Sadly, we only had one night to spend here before we head down south into the South Island. The next morning, the alarm went off at 4 a.m. and I was more awake than a double espresso. This day, we were taking the ferry from Wellington to the South Island, a 52 nautical mile journey crossing the Cook Strait, one of the most beautiful stretches of water in the world. 2/3 of the journey winds through the Marlborough Sounds. Think fjord-like inlets, forest hills, and water so calm it feels like you're gliding on glass. We booked the Inter-Islanders earliest sailing to make the most of our day. The cost was about 390 New Zealand dollars for 2 adults and 1 SUV. Boarding was surprisingly easy. We followed the marshal's directions, parked, and then climbed up to the passenger deck. Our ship, the Araitere, can carry up to 600 passengers, but on this early morning crossing, it felt almost private. Inside the ship, there is plenty of comfy seating both inside and outside. There's a cafe with panoramic views, a bar, and even a cinema. But honestly, why watch a movie when nature's giving you the best show? 3.5 hours later, we cruised into Picton, ready for our South Island adventure. Picton is a tiny town, fewer than 5,000 people, but it's postcard perfect. Built around a sheltered harbor, the waterfront is lined with cafes, galleries, and views that want to make you cancel your onward journey. But with only a few minutes to spare, we grabbed a quick bite in downtown and hit the road towards Blenheim, just 23 minutes away. Blenheim sits in the heart of Marlborough, New Zealand's largest wine-producing region, famous for its Sauvignon Blanc. It also happens to be one of the sunniest towns in the country, clocking in around 2,500 hours of sunshine each year. Now, we're here to do some wine tasting, and so we rented bikes from Wine Tours by Bike for about 65 New Zealand dollars per person, and the owner, Greg, sent us off on a flat, well-signpost Marlborough wine trail. First stop, Cloudy Bay, iconic sparkling wine, friendly lawn seating, and the kind of atmosphere that makes you want to move here. Then to our second winery, which was called Forest Wines, for some bold reds. And we cannot end our wine trial journey without doing one more winery and one last toast before returning our bikes. By the evening, we checked into our hotel, rested our legs, and got ready for a big day of driving south the next morning. The next morning, I started off my day with a jog along the Taylor River. Then I checked out the Central Business District and got some coffee before driving south. But the real highlight of Blenheim, aside from the wine, was the breakfast. And I found a fantastic breakfast/lunch spot called Burley's Gourmet Pies. Now, New Zealand is serious about its pies, and Burley's Jamaican lamb curry pie might just be the GOAT. So good, I had to buy another one for the road. The nearly 200-mile drive down south to Christchurch is a stunner. The first hour gives you rolling farmland. Then the road starts to hug the rugged Kaikoura coast. You gotta stop at the Ohau Point Lookout to watch the seal colony, and a few minutes later, you wanna stop at Nin's Bin, a legendary seafood shack for fish and chips with an ocean view. Kaikoura, the town, is definitely also worth a detour to check out the coastal panoramic view before pushing on through to Christchurch. Christchurch is the largest city in the South Island, but it feels more like a beautifully kept garden town. The 2011 earthquake reshaped the entire city, but it has soon bounced back with more art, more color, and more charm. Cathedral Square is the symbolic heart of the city, while the 52-acre botanic gardens are perfect for a stroll. Old trams rattle through the streets, plenty of boutique and commercial stores are available for shopping, and the Avon River snakes past manicured parks. I could have spent days here, but the mountains were calling. The next day, we woke up in Christchurch under cloudy skies, ready for a big day ahead of us. First stop was the Hooker Valley Trail near Mount Cook, about 4-hour drive away. Before hitting the road, I grabbed a quick bite for breakfast. What was it? A classic New Zealand beef pie from Riverside Market. Honestly, this pie was just okay. But hey, when in New Zealand, you gotta try all the pies possible. The drive from Christchurch to Mount Cook along State Highway 1 is nothing short of spectacular. From cityscapes to rolling farmland to snow-capped peaks, the views kept you glued to your window. About 3 hours in, we stopped at one of New Zealand's most photographed spots, Lake Tekapo. Its turquoise waters owe their color to finely grounded glacier rock suspended in the lake. And right on the shores of this lake sits the Church of the Good Shepherd, built in 1935 from local stone to blend seamlessly into the landscape. This tiny 322 square foot church is a memorial to the early settlers and a photo magnet, though no photos are allowed inside. Continuing on State Highway 80, we discovered New Zealand Alpine Lavender, the largest organic lavender farm in the Southern Hemisphere. Entry here is just $5, and even on a rainy day, those purple fields were a magical surprise. I highly recommend stopping here if you're passing through. As we continued, we reached the Hooker Valley Track, and yet the famously unpredictable alpine weather in New Zealand turned on us. Clear skies gave way to rain and wind, but that didn't stop us. The Hooker Valley Track is a relatively easy 6-mile round-trip hike with views of Mount Shifton, Molar Glacier, and Molar Lake. Along the way, we crossed 3 swinging bridges over glacier-fed rivers, thrilling even in the drizzle. The hike ends at Hooker Lake, where floating icebergs drift below the towering, cloud-shredded Mount Cook. And despite the weather hindering the peak, the experience was unforgettable. On the way back, the weather intensified, soaking us completely, but this was still an exhilarating experience. We hurried back to the trailhead and to our car as quick as possible, and as soon as we got to the car, we quickly got out of our soaking clothes and cranked up that heat. By 6 p.m., we were saying goodbye to the Hooker Valley Trail and on our way down to Wanaka, our next stop for our next big hike. It is about a 2.5-hour drive down to Wanaka, and we arrived around 8 p.m. that night. We checked into our hotel, grabbed a quick bite to eat for dinner, and said goodnight. Up before dawn in Wanaka, we were just a few miles from the trailhead to hike Roy's Peak, one of New Zealand's most iconic and Instagram-famous day hikes. Standing at 5,177 feet tall, this steep climb rewards you with jaw-dropping panoramic views of Lake Wanaka, of Mount Aspiring, and the Southern Alps. We arrived early to find the parking lot nearly full. It holds just about 100 spots, so you must arrive early or risk getting a ticket if you park outside on the street. The trail starts with a steady uphill zigzag hike that tests your endurance and your lungs, but keep your eyes glued to the horizon as the sun rises. The path is well-maintained gravel, making navigation easy even in the dark. After nearly 2 hours, we reached the first main lookout at about 3,600 feet, a rocky outcrop offering sweeping views perfect for that classic photo. But we pushed on to the summit, where a concrete platform near a signal tower offers an even more spectacular view and sight. Once at the summit, we took a well-deserved break. We had breakfast, we hydrated, and most importantly, we soaked in the serene beauty of this landscape. There's something about standing on the peak like this. It fills you up with peace, awe, and gratitude. Our descent was gentle, with plenty more views to enjoy along the way. By 11 a.m., we were back at the trailhead, ready to explore Wanaka, the little town itself. Wanaka is a charming lakeside town with just under 13,000 residents, offering boutiques, galleries, and a laid-back vibe. Before heading on with our journey, we grabbed a Lakeview lunch, including, of course, a local pie from New Zealand. And I wandered the main streets, soaking in the scenery. By 3 p.m., it was time to say goodbye to Wanaka and head down to Queenstown. It was just a short, stunning 1-hour drive away. As we departed Wanaka, we took the Crown Ridge Road, New Zealand's highest main road to Queenstown. The Crown Ridge Summit is at 3,530 feet and offers an amazing overlook of Queenstown, which is nestled between Lake Wakatipu and the mountains. Arriving in Queenstown, I was struck by the stunning mix of natural beauty and a vibrant town life. With nearly 30,000 residents, It's a lively hub filled with restaurants, shops, bars, and a bustling central business district, all wrapped up in the charm of a small town. Now I should mention that we did schedule 3 nights in Queenstown after our visit in Fiordland National Park. So this evening is just a relaxed preview of Queenstown. A sunset stroll, a tasty dinner, and an early rest for adventures ahead. The next morning, we awoke in Queenstown at 6 a.m. before making our way to Manapuri, the gateway to Fiordland National Park. But before we head out, we quickly grabbed a coffee and a pie, of course, and then we hit the road for roughly 106 miles, which took about 2 hours without stops, but highly recommend you add some extra time for those scenic breaks. Now, Manapuri is a peaceful lakeside town nestled at the edge of Fiordland National Park and serves as a launch point for exploring the Doubtful Sound, one of New Zealand's most remote and stunning fjords. We booked our day trip through the Real New Zealand for about $700 New Zealand dollars total for 2 people. After parking, we checked in at the visitor center on the lakefront and quickly boarded a catamaran for about 45-minute cruise across Lake Manapuri. Fun fact, Lake Manapuri is New Zealand's second deepest lake and home to a major hydroelectric power station at its western arm. Docking at the West Arm Visitor Center, we explored the exhibits highlighting the lake's history and hydro station before boarding a bus for a breathtaking 50-minute journey across the Wilmot Pass. This is the only way to cross between Lake Manapuri and getting to the Doubtful Sound. In our journey, we saw rainforest scenery, which was lush with moss-covered trees, ferns, and cascading waterfalls. At the summit, we enjoyed spectacular views of the Doubtful Sound dramatic fjord landscape. The bus descended carefully down the mountain to the deep cove, which is the eastern end of the Doubtful Sound, where we then boarded the Pattaya Explorer catamaran, named after the Maori word meaning place of silence. This spacious, purpose-built vessel holds up to 150 passengers, but on this day, there were fewer than 100 people. The catamaran has 3 decks. The upper deck has floor-to-ceiling windows, the main deck has large picture windows, and then there's an open observation deck, perfect for panoramic views and wildlife spotting. There's also a cafe on board where we toasted our adventures with a glass of wine, though balancing it while walking was a bit tricky. The cruise itinerary first started by cruising out to the Tasman Sea, where we spotted many seals lounging on rocks. Then on the way back, we were able to admire the towering cliffs, waterfalls, and lush vegetation of the Doubtful Sound and its 3 distinct arms. The highlight was the hull arm, where the captain turned off the engines for a moment of silence to truly absorb the serene beauty of the Doubtful Sound. By 5:30, we completed our Doubtful Sound expedition and returned back to Manapuri. And then we drove 20 minutes to Te Ano for the night, gearing up for our Milford Sound visit the next day. Te Ano is a small town of about 2,500 people, and it's nestled beside the lake of Te Ano, and it serves as a base for exploring Milford Sound and the Doubtful Sound. Te Ano also offers a quaint little downtown area, offering a few restaurants, a few grocery stores, a gas station, and a variety of accommodations, perfect for resting up before your fjord adventures. The next morning, we left Te Anau around 6 a.m. for a 2-hour drive along State Highway 94 to Milford Sound. Milford Sound is arguably New Zealand's most iconic destination, known for towering peaks like Mitre Peak, which raises 5,551 feet above the fjord, and the waterfalls that swell dramatically after rain. Milford Sound is one of the wettest places on Earth, averaging over 275 inches annually. The heavy rain that morning made the scenery even more magical. Temporary waterfalls cascaded down the sheer cliffs, and the low-hanging clouds added to a mystical vibe to the entire landscape. We arrived to Milford Sound around 8 a.m. and we found ample parking for a fee of around 10 New Zealand dollars. As you can see, it was pouring rain still this morning, and we quickly made our way to the cruise terminal. It was a 5-minute walk through lush forest to reach the terminal. And once in the terminal, you can find all the different type of vendors that offers expeditions into Milford Sound. We decided to book our experience through Cruise Milford, and we needed to check in 25 minutes before our departure time of 8:45 a.m. So while we waited, we checked out the cruise terminal, we used the restrooms, and purchased another rain poncho just in case. By 8:45 a.m., we boarded the small boutique boat operated by Cruise Milford, which limits its passengers for an even more intimate experience of Milford Sound. For a total of 355 New Zealand dollars for 2 adults, the 2-hour cruise took us deep into the fjords, passing the stunning Bowen Falls and out into the Tasman Sea. On its return back from the Tasman Sea, the captain steered close to cliff edges, giving us close-up views of numerous waterfalls and wildlife, including seal pups lounging on Seal Rock. Now the grand finale was Stirling Falls. This is a 485-foot tall permanent waterfall. The captain took the boat right underneath this impressive cascade, and we got drenched by the powerful spray of this waterfall. This was definitely a thrilling highlight and an unforgettable moment in one of the world's most beautiful places. Back on shore, we made our way over to the Milford Sound Visitor Center to grab a cup of coffee, to get a few snacks, and to arrange for a water taxi to do the Milford Track day hike. Not the full hike, but the day hike. And to do this hike, you must arrange a water taxi to cross the deep water basin to Sandfly Point, which is about a 10-minute boat journey. The real Milford Track experience is a multi-day adventure with significant time and logistical commitments, and the Milford Track day hike, which is a hike that I'm doing, offers a shorter, more accessible introduction to the track highlights. So on this day, we did get a taste of one of the world's most famous hikes, and this hike is ideal for anyone doing a day trip to Milford Sound. We did a 2-hour round-trip hike from Sandfly Point on an easy, flat trail with stunning views, and we made it to Giant Gate Falls for an up-close view of this track's waterfall. By the mid-afternoon, we completed our hike. It was about 3:30, and we made it back to the marina and getting ready to say goodbye to the Milford Sound awe-inspiring beauty. The drive back to Queenstown is about 4 hours, so we must give ourselves ample time. However, because of the time that we are leaving, we were able to soak in the dramatic landscape and lush vegetation, and it was a perfect end to an epic day journey, checking out both the Doubtful Sound the day before and now the Milford Sound. We arrived in Queenstown around 8 p.m. that night, and we quickly checked into our hotel, ready to rest up for the days ahead. The next morning, I was greeted with brilliant sunshine in Queenstown, perfect for exploring this vibrant adventure hub. Over the next 2 full days, we took in Queenstown's highlights at a relaxed pace. Our first stop was to check out Queenstown Gardens, a peaceful oasis with beautiful lake views, and serves as an ideal spot for leisurely strolling and soaking in the scenery. Next, we headed to Queenstown Mall in the heart of downtown, nestled right on Queenstown Bay and surrounded by towering mountains. The shopping experience here was unique, from charming gift shops to cozy cafes to upscale boutiques. I was especially surprised by O'Connell's shopping center. This is a multi-level indoor mall that felt a bit unexpected in Queenstown laid-back vibe. We also wandered over to Queenstown Wharf, a lively area offering waterfront dining and stunning views. Feeling adventurous, I took the opportunity for some day drinking at Perky's Floating Bar, where I enjoyed a refreshing whiskey sour while bobbling gently on the lake. As the sun began to set, we took the opportunity to take the famous Queenstown Skyline gondola up the mountaintop. Now, if you time it right, you get to watch daylight fade into dusk, then see the town light up from below. A truly magical experience. The panoramic views of Lake Wakatipu and the surrounding peaks are truly unforgettable. After the sun has set, we continue to stay at the Skyline, checking out the bar here called Stratosphere Bar to continue our whiskey theme and unwind with cocktails in hand, surrounded with stunning views of Queenstown and the Alpine vistas. The next day, we ventured out of Queenstown 30 minutes to the famous Kawarau Bungee Center, home of the original bungee jump off the Kawarau Suspension Bridge. The 141-foot drop overlooks the sparkling Kawarau River and rugged rock faces. Even just watching was exhilarating. Right next door, we also indulge in some wine tasting at 2 nearby vineyards. The first up was Charred Farm, a picturesque family-owned winery specializing in Pinot Noir. Although reservations are recommended, we lucked out with a walk-in tasting and savored some delightful Pinot. We also opted to add a second wine visit right next door, checking out Gibson Valley Winery, a larger, more commercial spot with a relaxed vibe. They pre-poured our tasting of flights, perfect for sipping at your own pace. They also offer here bike rentals, which sounds like a fantastic way to explore the beautiful Gibson Wine Valley on a future visit. Returning to Queenstown that evening, we were able to catch our final sunset at the wharf and then headed to Fergburger. Despite the infamous long daytime lines, arriving after 10 p.m. meant a quicker wait. And the hype here, guys, is real. I got here a lamb burger from Fergburger, and it was juicy, it was fresh, and it was absolutely delicious. On day 11, we woke up for an extremely early morning flight from Queenstown International Airport to Auckland, the last stop on our New Zealand journey. We had only one day to explore Auckland, so we had to make the most of it. We rented a car for our one-day adventure. No visit to Auckland is complete without experiencing the iconic Sky Tower. Standing at 1,076 feet tall, it offers 360-degree panoramic views of the entire city from its observation deck. And for thrill seekers, the Sky Tower also offers the Sky Jump and also the Sky Walk for a heart-pumping adventure high above the city streets. After checking out the Sky Tower, we wandered around Auckland's Central Business District, which is a cosmopolitan area brimming with dining, entertainment, and shopping options. Now, the food markets here were a highlight, especially since our visit coincided with the Lunar New Year celebrations. Vibrant stalls and delicious aromas filled the air. Queen Street, one of the city's main streets, offers everything from high-end boutiques to souvenir shops. Must be a place that you visit during your time in Auckland. We also took a quick scenic stroll along the Viaduct Harbor waterfront. It's a perfect spot for dining and people watching. To round out our day, we hopped on a short ferry ride to Devonport. This is a charming seaside suburb across the bay. Devonport's boutique shops, cafes, and local markets made for a delightful afternoon experience away from the bustling city of Auckland. On day 12, which is our final day in the beautiful country of New Zealand, we enjoyed our final morning strolling in Auckland before making our way to the airport, returning our car, and getting ready to say, see you later to this incredible country. From the vibrant cities to remote fjords, turquoise lakes, and towering peaks, this place truly has it all. And I hope you enjoyed coming along with me as I explore some of the most breathtaking spots on Earth. If you're planning to do your own road trip in New Zealand, let me share a few quick tips to help make the most out of your next adventure. First, give yourself plenty of time. The distance might not look short on the map, but with the winding roads, frequent stops, and so many places to explore, things can take longer than you expect, and that's a good thing. Second, be prepared for the weather, especially on the South Island. Conditions can change fast. Sunny skies can turn into rain showers in minutes. Pack layers, waterproof gear, and always stay flexible with your plans. Third, embrace the unexpected. Some of my most favorite memories of my trip came from spontaneous detours like discovering the lavender farm or getting soaked under the powerful waterfall. I also like the Polynesian spa in Rotorua. These moments are what make travel truly special. Also, respect the local culture and environment. Take the time to learn about the Maori culture and always tread lightly in nature to keep this beautiful country pristine for everyone. And last, stay safe on the roads. Drive carefully on narrow, windy roads and keep your tank full and carry snacks for those long stretches between towns. Travel is more than just the places you visit. It's the quiet moments, the stunning views, and the connection you make along the way. And New Zealand invites you to slow down, breathe deeply, and reconnect with nature and yourself. Thank you all so much for joining me on this incredible journey while we road trip through New Zealand. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to Mike on the Move so I can keep you all posted on my latest videos and adventures. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and be curious. See y'all later. Bye-bye.